Hey Grumpies, Jason here, and today we're going to do this tutorial a little bit differently. We're going to cover the editor, and we're going to break it down in a couple of different sections, beginner, intermediate, advanced, so that you can get a better feel for it. For this beginner lesson, we're going to utilize a test page. I'll show you how to make that test page as well. And this is just to show you how to add new sections in your site so that you can feel more confident about adding. This is only part one of the tutorial series, and we'll be adding more along the way. So let's get started. First, let's take a look at the page. So we can go to content and then pages. From here, I'm going to create a test area for us to work in. So I'm going to take the Modern Classic homepage. Then I'm going to use GH Customizer Clone, which will create a duplicate copy of it, which is this one here, Modern Classic homepage. I'm going to click inside, edit for this one. I'm going to rename this to Modern Classic Test Page V2. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and give it a publish. Then I'm going to launch Grumpy Builder. Now inside Grumpy Builder, again, this is where you can edit your text. If you want to add in things, remove it, you can highlight it and change whatever you would like. But for the purpose of this one, I want to show how to add in a new section and how you can change some of the things around it. So, say for example, I want to add in a header and a paragraph underneath this section here. So, I'm going to grab a new row. First, we start with the plus button in the top right corner here. Then, we click on rows. Then we go to column, and we can drag and drop this column. I want it beneath it, so I'm going to drag it down here. And I've created a column there. Now that that column is inside, I want to put in a header. So I'm going to go to modules, I'm going to go to heading, and I'm going to click and drag it inside of that new container. Now, there's nothing in it, so let's go to general, and we can type in something like the best home buyer in California. Now we have a header, but I want it to be in the center. So click on style, then on alignment, we can center it. Alright, but this is not impactful enough. I want it to be bigger. I want it to be bolder even. So we can go over here and we can just adjust this bar till we get a size that we like. From here, we can also increase the weight, whether we want it thin, normal, semi-bold. Let's just go with normal bold. And you can see here that it made it nice and thick. Under the general side, we can change this header to be different types of headers. Whether it's H1, H2, H3, H4, H5. For now, I'm going to leave it as an H2. Don't need to link it, so I'm going to ignore that for now. And we're good to save. Alright, nice looking header here. But I want to add a paragraph underneath it. So, I'm going to hit that plus button. Then I'm going to go to text editor. And I'm going to click and drag, and I'm going to drag it underneath this header. Now there's nothing in it, so you won't see anything appear immediately, but that's why we type. So we can put in some text. I'm the best home buyer because I am awesome and grumpy at the same time. Alright, nice paragraph here, but it's a little small. So click on style, same as we did before. We can click in here and then we can change the size of our text. We can change our alignment too, whether it's left aligned, centered, or right, but paragraph text that may include more information looks a little better if it's left aligned. If we wanted to change the font, we can also do that here. But recommendation is that you do not choose fonts that have a lot of fancy serifs on it. It may be a little hard to read. It may fit your personality and the style that you're going for, but it could be a distraction for other people. So, general recommendation, go with the sans serif font, a font without the frills on it. Alright. And if you notice, this color isn't exactly black, it's like a lightish gray, but I want it black. So I'm going to click on the color icon here. Then I'm going to just use this circular object to choose the different colors I want. You can see how I can cycle between all the different colors. Yeah, but I want it to be black. Nice. Okay. But say, for example, I want this column, this row here, to extend further than what it is right now. No worries. I can click on Row Settings, and under Fix Width here, I can actually adjust it. So I can set it to the highest at 1100, but I can also type in a value. So this is what it looks like at 1100. For comparison, if I was to lower it, you could see how it squishes the text in. Makes the row smaller. But I want it to be, let's say, 1,500. And you can see that my text is more stretched out. There's more space for it. So that's how you can get around a box that's too small or too wide or not wide enough. You can either use this dial or type in the number. You can just play around with it until you get a nice look and feel that you want. Alright. Now the next part is, say if you wanted more space between the top and bottom here. Again, we're still in the row, so we can actually adjust the margin on the top to provide more space at the top. And if we did the same thing for the bottom here, we can adjust it to give more space at the bottom. Having white space is perfect for your website because it makes things easier to see and easier to read. Well, you want to make sure that you have equivalent amount of space at the top and at the bottom. Now this section's almost complete. I'm actually going to go back and center this because this looks a little strange now that it's left aligned. So I'm going to click on that, go back to style here, and then I'm going to choose center align. While I'm at it, I'm also going to set the margin top to be 0 so it's a little bit closer to this header. And it's looking good. One last thing, because this section won't be complete without an image. So, click that plus button to open up a new tab, or a new element you want to put in. Then you can click on it. I'm going to throw in this photo, drag and drop it in here. I'm going to put it underneath the paragraph. Now, nothing will show up because I haven't selected anything for this image yet. So I'm going to go over to General. Then I'm going to click Select Photo. Then I'm going to choose a photo. Let's choose this one. This one's cute. Actually, this one here. And look at this outrageously large image that was loaded in. Well, this is pretty big, but no worries about that because we can always change the size of this. And to change the size of it, we can go over here to the width, and we can click inside here, and then we can just adjust this width size, and you can see that this bunny here actually changes size pretty nicely. If I wanted to left align the bunny, center align the bunny, or right align the bunny, I can do so with these options here. There's a little bit of space at the top. I want to narrow that, so I'm going to go back over to Advanced. Under Margins, I'm going to hit 0, so it gets a little bit closer to the text. On the text, I can lower the bottom margin too, so the bunny's closer. And that's it. That's how I can get a section with a header, a paragraph, and an image. And that's going to be all for this tutorial. We're going to cover more in the next one, but until then, I hope you have a very grumpy day, and I'll see you in the next one.